Okay, it's time to talk about the URSA Cine 17K from Blackmagic Design.
You're watching CineD, supported by B&H and CVP.
Hello everyone, Graham Ayler Sheldon here from CineD.com. Welcome back to NAB 2024. I'm here in the Blackmagic booth, joined by Stuart to talk about the URSA Cine 17K. 17K is kind of a eye-popping number. Tell me more about this camera. I understand still a little in the prototype phase, right? You're announcing it, but we don't have one to show here today.
Yeah, so we have essentially the roadmap of what we need to do. It's just about obviously making sure that when it comes to market, it is absolutely as we want it to be. The form factor is identical to that you see in the new URSA Cine 12K. So we've actually built that body in mind for a larger format sensor. So 17K is obviously beyond IMAX resolution now. So we're talking about a camera that within the next 12 months, people will actually be able to go and shoot their own IMAX footage if they wanted to.
Can you define actually IMAX resolution a little bit for those who don't know? Because I do see that thrown around a little bit more than I wish I did. What is IMAX? What's okay on an IMAX perspective?
Okay, so let's use an example as we're in Las Vegas. If you look at the Sphere as an example, which is using huge kind of IMAX screens, they're shooting, I believe, on around about 16K. So we're actually beyond that to some extent with this sensor. This is our sensor. This is something we've developed, something we've been working on for a long period of time, and it really is just to continue to keep pushing those boundaries. Many people sort of start to look at resolution and become a little bit fixated with the size and start to say, well, we're never going to put out 17K. We're not even at 8K yet, and we've only just got 4K. So why do we need it? Well, let's start to look at certain applications where larger resolution is important. If you're working with VFX plates and you're looking at shooting stuff that you want to be able to pan and scan and zoom into, and you want to retain all of that information, you want to future-proof certain footage that you shoot today. This is where resolution becomes important. Equally, what you don't want to do is say, have all this resolution, but yet compromise things like dynamic range. So in announcing this product on Friday, we also told people that we're working with great dynamic range, 16 stops of dynamic range, and that is on the 12K and will also be on the 17K, which means that this is a camera that really truly is a high-end cinema camera. I suppose the best way to look at this from a development perspective is that we've been making cameras now for a number of years. Whether it be smaller format cameras, 4K, originally 2K cameras, all the way up to Ultra HD cameras. We previously had a 12K camera. This was kind of like stepping back from everything that we'd done and saying, if we could build our dream camera, if we could do something that encompasses everything that we want to do, without any limitations that exist, what would it be? And we took all the best bits of everything that we've done. We intensely worked upon our sensor development. We felt that the integration with DaVinci Resolve, the color science, was at a point where we could really start pushing the boundaries. So this was a real challenge for us, a real test. But what we're doing is we're pushing all of the time. And as you look at the speed in which processors are increasing, the speed of those, meaning that we can now work with larger formats, the price of storage is coming down. This is now accessible. This is something that isn't out of the realms of probability or possibility. This is something that, as technology gets faster, as we continue to push ourselves, we can hopefully deliver something that really may have seemed untouchable only a few years ago.
Now, I mean, there's not too many details we can go into beyond sort of the banner resolution, but we can talk about the lens mount, which isn't, I would say, typical for you guys. What is the lens mount specifically?
So this is an LPL, so this is a large PL lens mount. Obviously, PL being the standard filmic lens mount that you would use for most filmic film shoots. LPL is like a large PL mount. Again, this is a whole new range of PL lenses. Again, this is a camera that is not something that you would pick up and just go and shoot, a home movie on. We really see this on the studio floor. This is working with the best prime lenses that exist under the best conditions that are available to us. This is really a camera that, even though it is accessible,
From a pricing perspective, around 15,000, yeah?
Okay, so the 12K is 15,000. 17K is clearly going to be more than that. We haven't defined yet what the exact price for that product is going to be yet. We've got some ideas, but we're not ready to really talk about that at the moment. For us, the 12K Cine, which we've announced and we're showing here at the show, and is going to start rolling out immediately.
And actually, my colleague Nino is recording a video about that right now at a couch next door. So check out that video about the 12K if you haven't already.
Yeah, this becomes really a test bed for everything that we're doing moving forward. This is kind of to, I suppose, vindicate everything that we've been thinking, everything that we want to do, and everything that we're trying to achieve. Because what we're really doing for people today is going, this is the current future of our camera technology, but wait, we're actually going to show you one step beyond that where we're going. This isn't about just the next months. This is about what we're going to be delivering to you in the next up to a year from now. So people can now start to see this evolution and development that we're going with. We understand that there's going to be a huge amount of feedback that comes back to us. And with that feedback, we generally listen to all of that comes in, and we try and immerse ourselves with that, and if adjustments and amendments need to get made, then clearly they will do for when that camera gets released.
Now, obviously this is just me speaking for myself here, Stuart, but to me, the 17K doesn't feel like an A cam necessarily. I don't mean that in a disparaging way, but a specialty camera for shooting VFX plates, which I do all the time, shooting, car plates, shooting assets that then might be displayed on a volume. I mean, you mentioned the sphere earlier, so kind of a large volume in that sense. So, different tools for different folks. So don't look at, as you say, don't look at 17K resolution and think, I would never deliver a project in 17K. That isn't what it's about. It's allowing you to crop, an extraordinarily large amount if needed. Okay, so, not much we can talk about, of course, but storage capacity. You said that it's there. Does it use that 8 terabyte module? Is there anything we can say about bit rates at this point, or not really?
Yeah, it's difficult to give those bit rates out at the moment. Obviously, there is an 8 terabyte drive that comes module that sits within the current 12K. Again, that will be present within the 17K. How that advances and evolves, again, it's difficult for us to say at this moment. Just touch on some of the things that you just said in terms of the positioning and the use of this camera.
The A cam of it all.
Yeah, the A cam. I think that I would go as far as to say that this is, without doubt, the best quality image that we have ever produced in a camera. This is way over and above anything that we've done before. So I think for me to say that this camera is for that purpose, what I would say is that this camera has the potential to go as far as we want this to go. This is really about adoption. This is really about trust and faith in us as a brand, believing in what we believe is our own technology to take it to that step. Certainly, our focus and our aim is to ensure that this camera gets used in the most testing environment that it can possibly get used. We are super confident that this camera delivers on every front that you need.
Very cool. Well, Stuart, I think we'll leave it there. And look, no one can fault you guys for chutzpah. Just sheer gutsiness of a 17K camera. More information, obviously, coming soon, but I really appreciate your time here today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, and I appreciate, obviously, you coming by. It's exciting times.
All right, that's it for us here at the Blackmagic booth at NAB 2024. Stay tuned for more continuing coverage from the show, and please hit like and subscribe if you have a second. Thank you.